This is part 2 of area of combined rectangles. I want to make sure that I show you enough examples of how you find the area of these combined rectangles so you understand the steps and you're looking at the right numbers, because there are a lot of numbers that they give you for a rectangle. Okay, let's take a look at problem number 2 on the next page in your book, if you have your book in front of you. We need to figure out how we're going to split up this rectangle, and there are different ways we can do it. We can look at the entire big rectangle and then subtract the little piece that's missing, which is right here. We can split our rectangle this way, or we can split our rectangle this way. Okay? It's really up to you how you want to split your rectangles up. You have all of the numbers you need in order to do it any of these ways. I'm going to start by splitting it this way. This makes the most sense to me. I'm going to take a small piece and then a bigger piece, and then I'll be able to add them together. Now, when I do that, notice the piece that I cross through. I'm crossing through my top piece right here, my top base of 12 millimeters. I'm no longer going to use that number 12. I've just crossed through it in order to split this shape into 2 rectangles. So I don't want to focus on using that number anymore. I'm going to take a look at the other numbers that are available to me in order to solve this problem. Okay? They give you all of these numbers because you can solve them different ways. So I'm going to call this rectangle right here rectangle A, and I'm going to call this one rectangle B. Now, in order for me to solve this problem, I'm going to have to find the area of rectangle A, find the area of rectangle B, and then add them together. Let's look at the numbers that I have available in order to do that. I have my height right here for rectangle A, and I have my base. So rectangle A is going to be in yellow, and my area is equal to base times height, always starting with my formula. Then I go on and plug in my numbers. My area is equal to, my base is 6, and my height is 3. My area is equal to 18 millimeters, and that's for rectangle A. Now I need to go on to rectangle B. Here's my rectangle B. Again, I start out with my area equals base times height. My base is 6, and my height is 9. My area is equal to 54, and it's millimeters. My last step is to add. I have A, I have B, I need to combine them together, so I need to add them. So 54 plus 18. 8 plus 4 is 12. I carry my 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. This is my answer. My area is equal to 72 millimeters. Okay? Figure out how you want to split your rectangle. I personally don't like really skinny long rectangles. I like them a little bit fat and chunkier. It's easier for me to identify those numbers. Alright, let's take a look at the next one. Now I need to erase so that I have enough room to go on to the next one. Make sure you copy this down. If not, you can go back and rewind this video. Okay. How am I going to split this rectangle? I can find the whole rectangle's area and then subtract this little piece, or I can split my rectangle like that and have 1, 2 and add them together, or I can split it like that. Find 1, 2 and then add them together. For the purpose of this one, so that you see all of your options, I am going to find the area of the big rectangle and then subtract our little piece. Okay, so I need to start out with this whole big piece here. And I need to figure out which of the numbers they give me are specified to this big rectangle here. I need my whole base and my whole height. Which numbers relate to my whole base and my whole height? Well, here's my 18, and that stems my whole base of my rectangle. My height is right here, and it's the whole height of my rectangle. So those are the 2 numbers that I'm going to use for this big portion. Okay, so I need to find my area is equal to base times height. my area is equal to 18 times 9. Again, working with big numbers, I'm going to work off to the side and multiply. 8 times 9 is 72. I carry my 7. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 7 more is 16. So my area is equal to 162. Now I need to move to find this small little piece. Okay. You'll notice that there's an arrow right here. This arrow is pointing to this height, and then I have a number right here for my base. This section right here is going to make up that little rectangle. So that's the section that I need to find. My base is 8, and my height is 2. Area equals 16. Now, I have my whole big area of this whole shape here, and now I found my little piece. So I need to remove the little piece from the big piece, which means I'm going to subtract 162 minus 16. I have to regroup. Cross out my 6 and it becomes a 5, and borrow, and that's a 6, and then a 4 and a 1. So my area is 146 miles. Okay? That's a different way you could do it. If you did it a different way, that's perfectly okay. You should get the same answer no matter which way you perform splitting the rectangles up. Okay, last one. Now, number 4 gives you lots of options because of how this shape is laid out. I can do this multiple ways. I can find 3 different areas and then add them together. Or I can find 3 different areas and add them together. Or I can find 1 big area, 1 small area, and subtract. Those are your 3 options. Now, I personally, for this one, am going to choose splitting it up into 3, just so you can see how that works. But if you would like to find the area of the whole big one, do so, and then find the area of the little one and subtract. Make sure you're choosing the right numbers if that's what you choose. This 16 relates to our whole base, and this 8 relates to our whole height. Those are the numbers that you're going to need for your big rectangle. Then for this little rectangle in here, notice how this 4 is pointed here? Okay, so that's going to be your height, and this is going to be your base for the inside. Then subtract those. I'm going to split it up into 3 pieces. I'm going to split it, I'll split it this way. And I want to show you what this looks like, because this can be tricky. If you split it this way, be careful, because you don't have a height here. They don't give you one. They give you the height here, but they don't give you a height here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 8, which is the whole height, and you're going to take the 4 that they give you of the partial height, and you're going to subtract. So this imaginary height right here that they don't give you is also 4. Be careful if that's how you choose to split your rectangles up. Okay, I'm going to split them the other way. I'm going to split it this way and this way. And I'm going to have to do that same thing with the height. So let me take care of this rectangle here first. And I'm also going to look at this one over here, because it just so happens that when I'm looking at my numbers, I see 8 feet, 4 feet, 4 feet, 8 feet. These rectangles are the same. So when I find one area, I found the other at the same time. So, A, B, and C. Those are going to be the rectangles that I need to find the values of. So I'm going to start with A, all the way over here on the page. Area equals base times height. Area is equal to 8 times 4. Area is equal to 32 feet. Now, if this is my area for rectangle A, it's also my area for rectangle B. So I'm going to call this A and B. 32 feet. So I found A, I found B. Now I just have to focus in on C. Alrighty. What numbers am I going to use? Well, I have 8 feet. I have that value. I do not have my height. I need to find my height in order to be successful at this problem. So it gives me this height right here. And it gives me my total height. So I have a partial height and I have my total height. And I need to find this missing yellow section right here. Well, I have a whole and I have a part and I need to find the other part, which means I'm subtracting. 8 minus 4 is equal to 4. So my missing yellow height is 4. Now I have my base and my height. So I can solve my problem. Area equals 8, which is my base, and 4, which is my height. Area equals 32. Hey, looky here. All 3 of our rectangles are exactly the same. My last step is to add all 3 of these values. So I need to add 32 3 times. I could add it 3 times. Or I could multiply times 3. Because we know that multiplication is repeated addition. Take a look. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. I get 96. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. Either way you do it, you get the same answer. So my area is 96 feet. Okay, we did all of these together. We've done about 5 problems. Your job is to finish these ones on your own, and then you can move on to your homework. But I want to make sure that I see all of your work. There's lots of work that you need to show for these problems. You need to find multiple areas and add them together, or multiple areas and subtract them. The only time you're going to be subtracting is if you find a whole area, including the empty piece, and then subtract that empty piece. Otherwise, you're going to be adding. Be careful of these values that you don't know, like there were in problem number 4. Okay? If you can't see a value, you're going to have to find it somehow. Most likely, you're going to have a hole, like we did here. Most likely, you're going to have a hole, and you're going to have a part, and you're going to need to subtract in order to find this last piece. Okay? Go back and rewatch this video if you were confused at any point, and good luck.